Hello and welcome to Daily News Analysis by Shiksha. Today is 10th of March 2023 and we bring you this list for analysis. Right? Let's begin. So today is the 54th CISF Raising Day and it is celebrated every year on March 10. CISF Raising Day. What is CISF? CISF is Central Industrial Security Force. Okay, so where are they deployed? Mostly in the airports. You'll see in them in the airports, then ONGCs and all. ONGCs, oil, all those industrial areas basically, right? And CISF is a premier central armed police force, so it falls under CAPF. Many of you might be preparing for this exam as well, right? And it is under the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is responsible for providing security cover to various public sector undertakings. So PSUs, right? Like I said, oil, ONGCs and all those, airports, seaports, power plants, and other infrastructure projects across the country. Now this day honors the contributions made by CISF personnel or members with procession, demonstration of specialized strikes and display of martial arts. Okay, so today is CISF Raising Day. In the next news, we have this India Day celebrations at PDAC 2023 in Toronto. Now before we begin to the news, let's understand one thing from this. What is PDAC? Okay, now PDAC stands for Prospectors Developers Association of Canada. Now it is the leading voice of mineral exploration and development community. Okay, and it is an industry that supports this mineral exploration industry, supports this many people, right? 7 lakh people, around 20,000 people in direct or indirect employment, and contributes 106 billion to Canada's GDP every year. So this PDAC is particularly towards the mineral exploration and development community. Okay, now PDAC has over 6,500 members around the world. Okay, and its work centers, they rely on supporting a competitive, responsible and sustainable mineral sector. Now you understood what is PDAC. So India Day was celebrated at the PDAC convention 2023 on Tuesday. That was this last Tuesday. Okay, coming to the next news, the first edition of Women Icons Leading Swachhata WINS Award 2023, launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay, now what is WINS? Women Icons Leading Swachhata Awards. So this was launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and this is to do what? To recognize, celebrate and disseminate inspiring and exemplary initiatives in urban sanitation and waste management by women-led organization and individual women, right? So the application for the awards are open from day before yesterday, and it will go on till April 5th 2023. Okay, and states, also cities, they will publicize details of all these awards, this WINS award, via their website, portals and social media. But states and city, meaning urban local bodies, will take care of the UL base. Okay, they will publish. Okay, right? So there are certain themes. Okay, there are certain themes. First of all, who can participate? Self-help groups, micro enterprises, non-governmental organizations, startups, individual women leaders, or Swachhata champions. Now, who will? What are the themes under this? These people that can participate are this, particularly all this: management of community public toilets, septic tanks cleaning services, treatment facilities, municipal water collection or transportation, operation of material recovery materials facilities, waste to wealth products, treatment facilities, and training capacity, etc. Okay, and this application form will be made available to all states in the country. Then, like I said, urban local bodies, they will evaluate the entries and nominate up to 5 applicants to the state, right? From cities, then we'll go to state via the Swachhatam portal, okay? Right? And at the national level, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs team will set up a jury to evaluate all the applications and select winners in each category, okay? And the jury will comprise stakeholders from cities and states, independent experts, brand ambassadors, influencers, and industry representatives, right? So it's been, if you go to the background here, according to the news, it's been 8 years since the mission of Government of India, the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, was launched in 2014, right? And we know what was the mission about. It was to enable access to safe sanitation and dignity of women, right? Now the theme of the government is shifting from women in Swachhata to women-led Swachhata, okay? So that is the particular theme area, the major theme area that will be focused, okay, via these awards. In the next news, TROPEX, which stands for Theater Level Operational Readiness Exercise, which we have also given in the November DNC. This is Indian Navy's largest war game, right? So it began in November 2022 and it just got over. So can you imagine, for 3-4 months this exercise was going on, right? So that, therefore, it is the Indian Navy's largest war game. Okay. Now, the idea of the exercise was to, via this coastal defense exercise, that is sea visual, and then AMFEX. Okay. This also are under TROPEX. Okay. And the idea was to develop or, gain more experiences using Make in India initiative, right? Indigenous weapons, right? And also it saw participation from Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, and the Coast Guard, right? So therefore it is the largest war game. Coming to Ministry of Commerce and Industry, so Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, ECTA, has been signed between India and Australia. Now we know Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is in India. So with India we have signed, with Australia we have signed this Economic Cooperation Agreement. Okay, and this will be on various topics, right? So first of all, India-Australia CEO Forum, which was held in Mumbai, right? So it saw CEOs of leading companies from India and Australia. And then this 4-year extension MoU between CII and BCA, or Business Council of Australia, to further business relationship between the two countries. Okay, we have to understand what are the major areas that Australia and India is planning to cooperate, right? So these are the sectors: metals and mining, telecom, food processing, education. Education, we know Australian Deakin University has been set up in Gift City. Then pharmaceutical, healthcare, medical devices, banking, aviation, education, IT, right? And institutional investors. Okay. And so these are the theme areas that India is looking to partner with Australia. Now, Australia is India's 9th largest trading partner. Okay, and major exports to Australia include petroleum, textiles and apparels, engineering goods, leather, pearls, mechanical appliances, iron and steel, gems and jewelry. And we import from Australia like edibles like food products, then dyeing extracts, chemicals, wool, minerals and precious stones. Okay. From Prime Minister's office in the PIB, PM to inaugurate third session of National Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction on 10th, that is today. So the theme for this session is building local resilience in a changing climate. Okay, and this is being going out at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi, right? During the event, the Prime Minister will also facilitate awardees of Subhash Chandra Bose Abda Prabandhan Puraskar. Okay, and the winners for this award are Orissa State Disaster Management Authority and the Lunglei Fire Station of Mizoram. Okay, so remember this: Subhash Chandra Bose Abda Prabandhan Puraskar, who won in 2023, Orissa State Disaster Management Authority and Lunglei Fire Station. Then from Ministry of Power in the PIB, we find central government launches high price day ahead market and surplus power portal, which is known as PUSH in short. So PUSH is a part of strategy to ensure availability of adequate power during summer months. Okay, and also to ensure better utilization of capacity at a reasonable rate. Now, if you go back to the previous DNCs of ours, and in the history, if you go back to the last year, the Ministry of Power, right, they took a note that on some days the prices in electricity had gone up, and it had gone up to rupees 20. Okay, and therefore the Ministry of Power had to do something, so they decided to give direction to CERC, which is a central regulatory body of electricity in the country, to put a price cap of rupees 12, okay, on the electricity exchange, so that there is no profiteering, right? So based on that, they have come with this PUSH strategy, right? It's a portal, okay, with in presence of over 200 stakeholders from state governments and power sector, okay, to ensure that greater availability of power during the peak demand season is met in the country. Okay, there are many reasons why the price or the prices in the electricity exchange had gone up to rupees 20. There are many reasons, particularly the high prices of gas in the international market because of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Also during the pandemic, the market suffered a big time. Then most of our coal-based plants, they import coals, right? So therefore the price also go up. And also the renewable energy stored in battery energy storage system could not be brought into operation as their generation cost was high. So these are the reasons why electricity in India is still very high as compared to many other middle income countries. Okay. Then internationally, we have this news: Nepal elects Ramchandra Paudel as new president. So this is Ramchandra Paudel. He is the new president of Nepal. Nepal is undergoing a lot of political instability right now, right? Because it's a coalition government. So Nepal-India relations, if you look at the map here, Nepal is right here. Okay, let me just make it a bit bigger. So this is Nepal, right? You can see. So this area is Nepal. It's right next to Sikkim, and the states of West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, etc. Uttarakhand here. Okay. Now, capital of Nepal, we know it's Kathmandu, and Nepal and India had a friendship for a long time before the advent of British. Also, there were many relations between India and Nepal. In fact, the founder of Buddhism, you could say, Gautam Buddha, was also believed to be born in Lumbini, which is in Nepal, right? But officially, as a country, India and Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1950, it is the bedrock of special relations between India and Nepal and its citizens, right? So 8 million Nepalese citizens live and work in India, right? Then India also has been assisting during disasters, like particularly during the Nepal earthquake, then joint military exercises, adventure activities, and bilateral visits, and supplying equipment and providing training to the Nepal army. Okay. Then India also gives development assistance to Nepal in the areas of infrastructure, health, water resources, education, rural and community development. And India and Nepal have a power exchange agreement since 1971 for meeting the power requirements in the border areas of the two countries. And India is the largest trading partner of Nepal. So our relation is like brothers. We are like brothers, right? Then MoU on semiconductors. This is from the Hindu paper. So even US Commerce Secretary Gina M. Raimondo is also in New Delhi to discuss on a lot of things. So first is on the basis of India-US commercial dialogue, which will begin from today. I think it already began by now. So that will be again accompanied by US-India CEOs, like how we are doing with Australia, in the US-India CEOs forum, right? And in the recent times, India has been doing a lot of businesses. Economic relations has been maintained with the USA, particularly when Air India bought 220 Boeing aircraft from US, right? So Air India bought 220 Boeing aircraft, right? From there, then now both US and India are implementing semiconductor incentive programs, and they're discussing how it could be coordinated in both of the countries' interests. So hence the news came out from here, semiconductor incentives. Okay. On the other side, IBSA by DiploFoundation report says IBSA can play vital role in reforming digital governance, right? Now DiploFoundation is Geneva based, so we have to know it is based in Geneva. Now where is Geneva? Comment down below. Okay. Now IBSA is a tripartite forum that includes India, Brazil and South Africa. So IBSA stands for India, Brazil and South Africa. Okay, so this tripartite forum has been developing in the digitization area, making, for example, in India we have Digital India, right? The Digital India movement. In this other two countries also, they have their own digital programs or missions, right? And with the growing number of data inclusion, these IBSA countries consider data as national resource. Okay, so data is national resource for them. So there is a huge market in reforming digital governance, or there is a huge scope for all these governments, particularly these three governments, has in reforming the digital governance. Now in India, like for example, India's Aadhaar biometric ID system is seen across the world as a leading digital identity initiative, inspiring similar systems in other countries as well. Okay, so that's why DiploFoundation report stated that reforming digital governments at a time when digital geopolitical tensions are showing no signs of easing, this could particularly play a prominent role in reforming the digital governance. Okay. And finally, we have this slide from Assam Tribune. So 42 lakhs essays on Lachit Borphukan set Guinness World Record. So here you can see the picture of our ever smiling Chief Minister. So this many, it's almost near to 43 lakhs. That is 4.2 million essays on Lachit Borphukan as the largest online photo album of handwritten notes. Guinness World Record for the largest online photo album of handwritten notes. Okay, and the essays were written in 23 languages. Can you imagine? Including this many in Assamese, this many in English, right? So what are the languages that were written? So you got English, Assamese, Bengali, Bodo, Hindi, Manipuri, Mar, Karbi, Nepali, Santali, Sanskrit, Arabic, Dimasa, Persian, Urdu, Thai, Vishnupuriya, then Lamsakhang, Telugu, Tripuri, Korean, even Korean, Punjabi, and Rava. Right? So there were so many languages that were involved in writing this or setting this Guinness World Record. Then on the other side, from the sports section, we have this person. His name is Satyajit Bordale. He is originally from Moregaon district, but then he won Santosh Trophy with Karnataka. Now we know Karnataka and Meghalaya played the final in Dubai. So for the first time, Santosh Trophy went abroad to have their final. So Santosh Trophy is Indian football's highest honor, you could say, in domestic football. So this person, Satyajit Bordale, since he did not get selected in Assam team, he represented Karnataka, where he won by defeating Meghalaya 3-2. Karnataka defeated Meghalaya 3-2 in the final in Riyadh. Sorry, not in Dubai, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Right? So this person was rejected several times in the Assam team trials, but he finally brought glory to himself and also made sure that his proponents see that he was a quality, or he is still a quality. Okay, therefore never be dejected. Like Satyajit Bordale, you can also defeat your own Goliaths, you can defeat your own monsters, mountains, whatever you can say. You can climb your mountains and still bring pride to not only your family but to your state as well, like Satyajit Bordale. So with this, I would like to conclude today's news analysis. Thank you for joining our session. If you're interested with one-on-one interactive courses and discussions on UPSC, APSC materials, you can join our study circle. So once again, thank you for joining this session. We'll see you soon.